Hi team, good morning everyone. Today we are going to see about the type of MSI packages. This is general kind of MSI packages we do in a daily basis. Okay, the first one is an MSI, which is a direct installation of an MSI. Next one is a multiple MSI, and we have an MST, MSI and MST. And we have an MSI and MSP as well. So these are the kind of MSI packages we can do in a daily basis. And the direct MSI, which you already know actually, the direct MSI is something we directly install whenever we have a vendor MSI, right? So we can directly install that MSI. This is the direct installation of MSI, and we are directly installing the MSI using the bash script. This can also be installed using the deployment tool like SCCM also. So for installing the direct MSI, we can directly use the MSI exec /i and the path of the MSI, and then the silent commands, and also followed by a reboot. So this is how we can do an MSI package in the simple way. You already know this. We can just keep the script in a bash script, and we can run the bash script, or we can also do using a SCCM tool as well. Okay, so we already have that bat file. In earlier classes I showed you the bat file. I'll try to find out if we have that bat file. Here we have the bat file we created earlier. Okay, if it is not opening, you can just right click on properties and unblock the particular file, bat script or any kind of installer. Okay, so that will open again. So we should concentrate on the MSI exec part where we will install the application. Okay, so the script contains the MSI exec thing, and by installing this script we can install the MSI using the just by running this script. Okay, this is a one simplest way. Same thing we can implement in the SCCM part. Okay, and next we also have MSI MST also. So you're clear with the MSI direct installation, right? And the SCCM deployment part will come. Then we'll explain the how we'll do with the SCCM tool. Okay, so this is the path. I'm just showing again so that you'll get it is clear for you. And next we can go with the multiple MSI thing. Multiple MSI can also be done with a script. Okay, because multiple MSI means the client wants you to install the MSI one after the other. Assume you have some two MSIs, A.MSI and B.MSI, and the client want you to install the A.MSI first and then the B.MSI. Okay, so in that order, how will you install the MSI? You cannot install both the MSIs or the both install any kind of installers at once. You can only install a single installer at once. So for a multiple MSI, you can create a script. The script will contain two commands, one to run the A.MSI, the same command, and then we can use a timeout to pause the installation for some time, and then we can use the other command also, that is to run the B.MSI. Okay, so this is a simple script. This is for explanation I have created like this. Okay, you got it right. Just like you enter a simple MSI command, you will just enter a timeout and then give the second MSI path so that it will run accordingly. Okay, this way multiple MSI can work. If I'm being very fast, you can just go through the script yourself once, okay, to understand. I'm pausing for a moment. Okay, just like this. Okay, you will having a second command. First one will be the for the A.MSI. Okay, and I'll use a timeout so that there will be a break between the two MSI. After the first MSI got installed, it will wait for some 30 seconds so that the second will install. The first MSI is A.MSI and the second MSI is B.MSI in our case. So we can just simply write a script like this. You can just save as, okay, save the script, and you can run the script to manually install it silently. Okay, and this is our silent installation package as well, and SCCM tool can also do it. When we add it to the SCCM tool, this will be a complete fledged deployment related thing. Okay, So this is again a simple process which you can understand. And while using script, right, we can also use something like hash here. Hash means commented out. Okay, this won't be a code kind of thing, this won't be executed. When you use a hash, you can use the write something like installing an MSI, like that you can write something that won't be executed. Actually, see, I'm writing installing MSI of a.msi or something. Okay, so if that is that is the line for the script to understand. Like if you have created a script and somebody else like me should understand the script, okay, if you write something like this, comment out like this, they'll understand like the next step is to install the a.msi. Okay, for bulk scripts this will be useful. It is also good practice to use such kind of things. Okay, the hash is to comment out and to use the lines like write something in the script so that it will be understandable for the next code. Okay, and this whatever you're writing here, installation of a.msi, installation of b.msi, that won't be visible like a window to the client or the end user. Okay, this is just for your own purpose you are writing. Okay, this is the best practice. Okay, that is the 2 lines I have highlighted. You can also use commands like rem. If you see in the b.msi, right, I have changed the hash to rem also. Okay, that can also be used to comment out. Rem is also something like commenting out. Okay, in addition to that, we can use also exit commands. Okay, exit is like exit with 0, exit with 1, like that. So exit 0 is like success. Okay, you are asking the script to exit. You are telling the script like your job is done, can you please exit. Okay, you can directly give 0. 0 means success. Otherwise you can also give percentage error level. Error level means whatever the script has executed till now, right, that will give an error to you or the success message to you. If it is giving a 0, that is a success. If it is giving a 1, 2, 3 something else, that is a failure. So by this, if your bash script fails, right, to install, then you can go back and check where you have done wrong. Okay, error level is the automatic retrieval from the script. The script will execute and at the end it will tell you whether it has any errors. So if you're not confident enough, or if you want something like to be very perfect also, you can use this percentage error level in the scripts. Okay, 3 points we discussed. One is hash, the second one is rem. Instead of hash you can use rem, rem. Okay, and then you can use the exit command to exit the particular script. Now we have explained about the multiple MSI case, a.msi and b.msi. Okay, now comes the third part, that is MSI and MSB. This is also you can use doing the script and also that's the same tool also. Okay, every time I am telling a script, because MSI MST we can create using the tool MST, but at the end to execute the MST along with the MSI, right, you should definitely use a command line. Okay, and here we'll discuss like the MSI Microsoft installer MSI need a customization to make any changes. As in last class we have discussed, the architecture of the MSI is already defined. The architecture of an MSI is already defined, so we always use a customization MST to make changes to that MSI. Vendor MSI can never be repackaged or modified. Okay, it should be done with an MST only. Vendor is nothing but a vendor or manufacturer who has created that particular MST. Okay, the MSI structure is a very critical structure they have created, so we should not alter it. So here going with a MST. Now I am going to open an MSI. I just right clicked on MSI and clicked on edit with advanced installer and it got opened here. Okay. So the MSI has the well-built structure. Actually, if you can see, there are multiple tables inside the MSI. Okay, there are several components There are several components, and there are also some internal structures of for an MSI. Okay, there are some settings inside an MSI. Just we are opening that with advanced installer, but we can see that the MSI has different tables, different information. So everything is interlinked in the MSI. Okay, one table to other table, there will be a connection that is not properly defined, that is defined, but that's like a vast kind of subject. Okay, so that we can't understand like A to Z when I open a MSI. So for that we won't disturb the MSI, and we will be trying to create the MST or the MSI MSP for this application. Okay, as the vendor MSI should not be altered, we will be customizing using the MST. Okay, we can create an MST using two methods, which is save as method and also using a script. Okay, here we have an MSI. Just right click on the MSI, click on edit with advanced installer. You're seeing the option, right? I just paused. Click on edit with advanced installer, and then the MSI will open by itself. Okay, so now we have to modify something inside the MSI. If you can see the MSI name at the top of this open one, right? This is an MSI. Now we are going to modify it and then save it as an MST. For saving, we can just click on file and then click on save as. Okay, and then we can select the location where we need to save the MST. We just need to select the drop down MST here in the drop down, and then the MST will be saved in that location. Okay, now the MST is being built. Okay, we just clicked on save as and the MST got built. This is the first method. Okay, and now you can install the MSI along with the MST using the commands. This is our MST that is created. If you see the name at the top, now the name has changed to MST. So after making changes and save as, it become an MST, and we have both an MSA and MST. Now for customizing the MST, I am going to make some changes so that MSA and MST should have a difference, right? Why we are creating an MST? We should have some changes made. This is a customization here. Let's assume like we need to create a folder under the installation directory. So I have created a folder called add-on here. Okay, this is a folder I have created. It was not there earlier. It was install directory was till PowerShell only. So as per the part of customization, as per the client requirement, I have created a new folder called add-on. Okay, now I am just clicking on save because the open one is MST only, and thus changes have been saved to the MST. Okay, so whatever change I have made, they have just created a folder. We can also add files, add registries, okay, create shortcuts. That kind of requirement will also be there. For you to just understand it, I have created the folder for it. So let's run the MSI MST, and then we can see whether it is working or not. Now I am going to create a bash script for it, okay, to execute the MSI along with the MST. So I am creating an install.bat file. I am just taking a notepad and then saving it as install.bat, and then I am writing the command in the bat file so that it will install both the MSI and the MST. Now I have written the command to execute the MSI exec / and the command for the MSI, and then I am going to add the transform to it. To run the transform along with the MST, we should take this command transforms is equal to path of the MST and then the commands. Okay, here you can just take the single path of the MST and then you can run it. So I am just taking the MST name and then giving it in the script. Now I am saving the script so that the command will be saved. Okay, our bash script is ready. Now we can run the bash script and we can see whether the MSI and MST are working together. Now I am opening the command prompt to run the bash script which we have created. I am also checking the control panel first whether the PowerShell is already installed or not, because we have created the package for PowerShell only. if you see that there is no PowerShell in the control panel, means the the PowerShell application is not present in this system, okay, in this machine. So now let's install it and check it. So I'm taking the command prompt to run the bash script, okay, and then in the command prompt I'll copy paste this path, okay, right click, copy as path. You should click the shift and control button while copying so that you can get the copy as path option. After that you need to just right click on the command prompt and that will run the script, okay. So the script is running in the command prompt. You can slow down the video if you want, or you can pause to understand if you have any queries, okay. Now the application is not yet installed, okay, like this MSI EXEC is running but that is not installed, okay. So refresh that one, okay. Now refreshing the control panel showed me that PowerShell got installed. So how it got installed? By using the MSI and the MST, okay. What change we have done in the MST? Add-on file, add-on folder. So if you see the installation directory here, the add-on folder is there, okay. This is the change we have done with the MST, okay. So whatever we have done with MST, the customization is reflecting here. So our job is a success. We created an MSI and MST package here and executed it, okay. The normal package contains only that PowerShell and 7 folder. Due to that, the MSI contains only till the 7 folder, PowerShell and 7. But now due to the MST edition, we have customized a folder called add-on and we have created that folder here, okay. Similarly, you can customize some files, registries, okay, anything using that MST according to your requirement in the project. Now we can also uninstall this and check whether that is working or not. For uninstallation also, I am quickly creating a uninstall.bat script. What I did is, I have just taken the install.bat file and then saved it as, I have taken a copy of it and saved it as uninstall.bat, okay. And also in the bat uninstall script, I have given the MSI EXEC/x, okay. Uninstall.bat is another notepad I have created, and inside that I have given a MSI EXEC/x command, okay. So now I am running the uninstall.bat. While running also you can see what command is there in the uninstall.bat if it's becoming fast, okay. I am just copying it as path, copy as path. It's not there, so you should click shift control in the control tab in the keypad and then go to the command prompt, paste it, run it, okay. The uninstall has the same command as earlier install.bat, but it has /x, okay. So the /x means uninstall. So let's the command is running. Let's wait for a moment and then see whether the PowerShell got uninstalled or not, okay. Where we need to check? We need to check the control panel entry for this. Again we went to the control panel and clicked on refresh and it got uninstalled here. This means the uninstall script is also working as expected. So now we have completed the package with MSI and MST for install and successful uninstallation, okay. This is the way we can execute an MSI and MST. Using SCCM tool also we can implement it, and that I will explain you later. Now let's launch the advanced installer tool again and create an MST with the tool, okay. Earlier we have created with a save as, now we will create with a tool. For this you need to go to IT Pros tab at the top, IT Pros, and then you have to go to MST on your left, Okay, there are several options, but you can go to the MST on the left side of your uh, screen. Okay, MST. So click on MST and click on new transform. Okay, on clicking on new transform, it will ask for which one I need to create a transform, for which MSI. So select the MSI you want to create a transform for. Okay, I am selecting the MSI and then click on open. Okay, then the MSI will be opened and the MST will be created for the MSI which we have selected. This is the MST which has been created for the MSI which we have selected. Let's create the folder, some customization in it. This is the transform created with the tool. So let's take some other folder for creating. Okay, so that we know the difference between the normal MST and the tool created MST. Both are same, but just to know the difference. Okay, I am creating a folder under the PowerShell. Let's create. Now we right clicked on here and clicked on new folder and creating a new folder called add-on underscore tool, because it's being created by a tool. Just for our identification we are giving this name. Okay, and we'll just build it or save it. Both can save the MST because the MST is already created. We can save this MST in the path, in the same path I am saving it with a name at the end called tools. Okay, so that we can identify it, we need to select the MST in the drop down. Okay, we can save it so that the MST will be created at that place. Okay, you guys can also create your own. You can download the advanced installer trial version which is for 30 days. Okay, and you can try these things on that. Okay, here I am naming the MST with tools at last, so that to identify like the MST this is created by using the tool. Okay, I will just save it and then the MST will be created in the same folder. Already we have created it, it is just saving again, just it. Okay, it's just building with the changes we have made, which is nothing but the folder we have created, add-on underscore tool. Okay, the MST is built and it is formed in the same path. Okay, this path we have only selected this. Okay, MST. While building, some additional files like temporary and cache can also be formed. You can ignore them, sometimes they are not necessary. Sometimes while installing, if you get any error, right, you can also place them in the same folder. Okay, now we have an MST with the tool and also MSI. Now let's run it with the command prompt so that we will know. Okay, we can also just create a script for this. Okay, the script is like just the MST name has changed, right? Earlier also we have created one MSI, but now we have created an MST with the name underscore tool, so we can just replace the MST name here so that the script will be used for the new MST which we have created. Okay, this is second scenario we are working in. A daily base scenario also, where you do packages, right, you need to just replace the file name. Okay, this kind of small things will also be there. Even in my current project, this kind of small things are there. Okay, so whatever script you have, you can just edit it. You can take a copy of that script and then edit it with the names, your current package names. Okay, similarly uninstall.bat also you can edit it. You can just right click edit and change the MST name here. Okay, and then save it. I'm changing the MST name, replacing it with the tool.msi and then saving it. Okay, now we can run this MSI and new MST in the tool and we can install it. Okay, the command prompt we can install the install.bat also. Okay, Now I am trying to install that install.bat again. That install.bat is a script which we have created for the tool.msi. Meanwhile, I am checking the control panel also whether the PowerShell is still there, because we need to install it again, right, with the changes. So I have cleaned up the PowerShell before itself while testing the previous method. So now I have made sure that the installation directory of PowerShell is also not there, because the application itself is not there, right, installed in the system. So the installation directory is also empty, and also the control panel is empty. You can search like this. If the folder is not there, it can error out like this, like the path is not found, like that. Okay, check the spelling and all. So we have finalized like there is no software in the control panel and there is no installation directory present. So now we can firstly install the application and check. Now we are going to install the install.bat file, okay, which is having the new MST name. Okay, just copying it as path and give it in the control panel, the command prompt. Right click. When you right click, it will be pasted automatically. Okay, I cleared everything in the control panel so that it will be clear, and copying it as path and running it. Okay, now I'll click on just enter and that should execute. Okay, we should wait for a minute and then check the control panel whether the software is installed or not. Okay, control panel I am checking, that is not yet installed. I am waiting for a bit more until the software is installed. Okay, now the software got installed. Okay, PowerShell is there, so the script we ran has worked. Okay, the install.script has been worked, and next our job is to check whether the installation directory, to check whether the folder we have created, right, that add-on underscore tool is created or not. Okay, I'm going to the installation directory, which is nothing but 3 program files, and then we should search for the PowerShell folder and then the add-on. Okay, we can refresh this path and we can just see the PowerShell is there. I just opened the PowerShell folder and I can see the folders like 7 and add-on tool. Add-on tool is the folder we have created using the MST. So the second MST which we have created using the tool is also working fine. Okay, this is how we check. Whatever we implemented should be present. Okay, now we can also check the uninstallation part. Now sometimes we can also check the shortcuts. Actually, if there is any shortcuts related to the application, right, PowerShell does have a shortcut, so we can launch the shortcut and see whether it is working or not. If the shortcut launches fine, means that is the package is fine. Okay, if shortcut has any issues, we should check the binary they have provided, and also if the binary works fine and our shortcut is not working after packaging, you can troubleshoot or recreate the package. Okay, there can be multiple PowerShell commands and multiple shortcuts for an application or a single application also. Now let's see the uninstallation part also. Okay, uninstall also we have edited with the latest tool.msc. So I am running that uninstall.bat file here. Uninstall.bat file is running, so the PowerShell should get uninstalled. We should check the control panel whether the application is present or not. Now the application is not present in the control panel. If you see, if we refresh that is uninstalled from the control panel. Okay, you can go back and check the shortcuts also, that should not be present, and you should check the installation directory also, that should be removed completely. Okay, you should not see the PowerShell folder here. Okay, whatever you implement in the installations, customizations, that should get reverted, or that should get deleted during the uninstallation. Okay, so that's what you should check. The installation directory, shortcuts, control panel entry, registries entries if any. Okay, that all should be present while installing, after installing, and after uninstallation everything should be removed. Okay, clear, right? And the scenarios like MST where we will use multiple MST, like some MSTs, like some application might need different languages like Telugu, Tamil, etc., right? So in that case you can use the MST. Mainly you should go with single MST only, because there won't be any dropped out selection for the users, because it's a silent installation. if it is in a UI based application, right, if you are making any changes to the dialog box like that, in that case if there is a drop down, you should add the relevant files for the language in the application itself. Using a MST like that, you can directly add the files which are related to the language, so that in the drop down they'll get an options to select. Okay, mostly we'll use a single MSTs for this specific requirement, because for whoever uses need only Tamil, right, they can get the Tamil version by the like this, installing MSA and then the MST with the Tamil requirement or the Tamil relevant file. Okay, whoever wants Telugu, they will get the installation with the Telugu. Like say, assume you have two projects, one people want only Telugu app and one people want Tamil app. Okay, in other projects, so two different projects will have two different MSTs. The MSA will be same, base MSI, but the MST will change according to the requirement. Okay, that is the difference. When UiPath comes into picture, when they can do manual installation, then you can create the drop down kind of thing. You basically UiPath we won't do, we'll be doing the customization part only. In customizations, you can just rename the MSTs so that your relevant requirement can be notified. Like just like I renamed like telugu.mst, right? And you can name like that so that you can identify and install them easily. Now let's quickly move on to the MSI and MSP part. Okay, MSP will be provided by the vendor only. Okay, they'll provide a patch which we'll download, or the other team will provide us to install, and then we can install it using the script. We can implement using the bash script or the VBA script or PowerShell script, any kind of script, and we can also use it using the SCCM tool. Okay, the only command change you can tell, like instead of transforms, we will use the patch. Patch is equal to and then the path of the MSP and then the commands to install. Okay, so command lines and all, you know, right, /qn/qb/passive/quite, so that all you can use, and reboot suppress also you can do. So when there is a difference between update and upgrade, if you observe, update is something like you get for an application in your phone. For WhatsApp, Facebook, you will get updates, right? Those are either changes or either errors. So for rectifying some errors, they can give you an update or a patch. Okay, or to make some improvements also, they can give you an changes in the app. So whenever there is an update, you will go to the Play Store and click on update, right? Similarly here, whenever there is a change, they will give in the MSP format for the applications. Apps and applications are different. So the mobile apps are different and the general application installers are different. So the installer, whenever there is a change in the installer or an update is required for an MSI, they will provide an MSP so that we can install the MSP on top of the MSI. Okay, we can install the MSI and on top of it only we can install the MSP. That is called patching. Just like you created a building, okay, and then doing some patchwork, some coloring it, some modifications, small modifications like that. Okay, so that is called patching. Okay, that can be an error or make some new feature or to add some options also. Okay, there can be a positive thing where we will reduce the errors or will make some changes. Okay, this is an update or patch and not an upgrade. Upgrade is different actually. Upgrade is changing the version and all. Here version won't change, only a small change will happen, that comes under a MSP. The command line is also simple only. You can just give the MSA name and then the command called patch. Okay, and then give the installation directory or the directory in which the patch is existing, and then the silent command lines. Okay, go through the command. And thus we have discussed different types of MSI, and the knowledge part we get here is vendor MSI. Vendor MSI should never be packaged, okay, and it should not be touched. Always you create a customized MSI. For that you can create an MST, and for that customized MST you should create by using Save As or using a tool. Okay, you can also create it by using other tools like Admin Studio and all. Okay, there is a tool called Tuner also. There will be an interview question if that you are using Admin Studio installed, right? Then you will have a tool called Tuner to create a MST. In Advanced Installer you can directly create it. There is no Tuner, there is an option called MST in the Advanced Installer. Okay, and the second point is two MSIs or two installers can never be installed together. If one is installing, if you are trying to install the other one, then it will prompt you like the another installation is in progress, please wait. So 2 installers cannot be installed together. They can be installed one after the other only. If you have any further queries, please reach out to me separately, okay, or else you can rerun the video, pause it whenever is required, and can go through the video. Okay, this is a knowledge base for all the kinds of MSI packages we do. This is the basic packages. That's all for this session. Let's meet up in the next session. Thank you.